GOML special announcement. That's right. It could be shaping up to be a 2-ring year for one of our very own. Nothing but love, man.
Congratulations, King James and future Queen Emily. I am so happy and excited for you all. May you continue to grow in love and celebration. To the new King and Queen, blessings.
Congratulations, King James. Wahoo wah.
Good morning, GOML, and welcome to The Turn. That's right, week 8, officially halfway through our regular season. This is The Turn, commonly referred to as the witching hour in the NFL Red Zone channel. We have tons of games ahead, a lot of things can shake up, and we're here to break it down with you this very morning, the morning of week 8 in the NFL regular season. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been a good one. We have our standings up here, currently been dominated by the rookies. Don't love that, but shoot, that's why we call it beginner's luck, right? Current rookie projection, or current rookie record of our 35 games is 21-14. The veterans posting a 14-21 record, anchored down by our very own Mouse Cop. We love him, but unfortunately, it is what it is. An added benefit to this week is, benefit is a strange word, but a nuance to this week is that we are officially in the bipocalypse. It's 6 teams on bye this week in week 8, affecting a lot of our lineups. Cardinals, Lions, Jaguars, Raiders, Rams, and Seahawks all not taking the field this week, getting a week of rest, and that means plug-and-play options all over the board, including Kimani Vidal, Cop's very own 19.2-point performance on Thursday Night Football. Which brings me to our next point. Thursday night had a league record 10 high players performing for our GOML rosters, and it proved to be just that. Up and down, a goose egg for Quentin Johnson for Ken Griffith. Johnny Rockdog came in with a average-ish performance. Justin Jefferson didn't jump off the screen. Really, the only thing that stood out was Archie's tight end play, Gadsden and Mouse Cop playing Kimani Vidal. But he's had great luck on Thursdays in weeks past, and it hasn't quite worked out for him. As we said, anchor at 0-7. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to spice this thing up. We have a very special guest here to join us today. Requested coffee with the commissioner. So we're going to break down the standings. We're going to get into some news and nuggets from around the league and break down our week 8 matchups. Here to join us for coffee with the commissioner, Jackie fucking Dots. Welcome to the show.
G. Thanks for having me, Commish. Got my cold brew ready. In honor of Rock Dog, I also got a half-eaten cinnamon roll. I'm going to be sharing this other half with someone else, my girlfriend, later on. So, just figured he'd appreciate that. I know he's a big half-eaten pastry kind of guy.
Yes, Rock Dog.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Definitely a half-eat kind of guy. Never would eat the full thing or the full box. Certainly not. Well, Jackson.
Oh, yeah, so go ahead.
Jackson, post our last meeting when we had the ghost of Mouse Cop's past at 0-4, things have kept on the same trajectory, at least for him. He's still 0-7. The rest of the league, lots of changes at the top. Staley in pole position number 1, Kent Griffith in pole position number 2, and Reed at 4-3 is holding firm at the bronze mark at pole position number 3. That leaves 3 rookies in the lead for our entire league, followed by 3 vets, King James, G, Ben, Archie Sins, Rock Dog, not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, but Cop is bringing up the rear. What do you have to say about the standings?
Yeah, obviously the rookies are dominating with the vets. kind of seems like a reverse hazing situation going on. I don't know if you got to clean up some of that. But, obviously, Mouse Cop at 0-7 is really dragging that whole group down. You know, when you're talking about bye weeks, it seems like his team's been taking 7 straight bye weeks in general. So, you know, really feel bad for the guy. You know, it sucks that he can't be here wearing that 0-7 crown as he should be. But, you know, there's always next week when 0-8 is in the question. So hopefully he'll be back next week. We can see him with that.
I certainly hope that 0-8 is the way it's going to be, because we do have a scheduled football date. He is going to be coming down here to our very own Draft Lake House with the almighty Dak Prescott guy, Ben Campbell, to join us to watch football today. And I'm not so sure I can handle his first victory right here on this couch.
No, I mean, if we're just looking ahead a little bit, it is against you as well. So, you know, that would be double trouble. Can't have that.
Double trouble it is, my friend. So, our GOML family and friends that are watching here, I have sent Jackson all of our information pertaining to our league, all proprietary information pertaining to our league. And he has come up with a couple of, you know, big finance guy, you know, up in Boston. So he's hammered through the numbers, and he's come up with some news and nuggets for us. And why don't you take it away?
Yeah, sure. So we're just looking at playoff percentages. We're seeing Mouse Cop at 1%. But that must be some sort of, you know, numerical rounding up situation. I have it closer to negative 1%, if we're being honest. Took a look at the power rankings as well. You know, we see Mouse Cop went from 9th to 10th. That seems pretty right. If we're able to open up an 11th spot, I think we could slide him in there pretty comfortably and put, I don't know, anyone else in 10.
A rock.
That's deserving of it. Okay. I also, you know, we're looking at the points for and points against. And, you know, it is astonishing that the Cup has 942 points against. And the next closest guy, Rito, only has 814. You know, by my calculations, you know, finance guy, we got 130 points against more than the next closest guy.
I'll tell you what, Jackie Dodds.
Yeah, would Cop consider himself a football guy? You know?
I think he would consider himself a Frisbee guy, but football is near and dear.
Gotcha. I mean, has he heard that a defense wins championships? I mean, I feel like he needs to kind of set that up. Maybe he should play dirty, kind of like the Browns. I don't know, like try to, you know, cut out some people's Wi-Fi to give himself the upper leg there. But
he might have to do that.
And then I'm looking at, you know, one other interesting nugget. We got 19 roster moves by Reed. You know, that's really high roster turnover. You know, even more than the Prime Minister office in France these days. So we'll see. Has he been talking about that? Is there any reason why he's been moving so many guys?
Reed has made a mention of that. You know, the many moves that he's made. I could pull up my text chain with him saying that he has been all over the waiver wire, and he's wondering what everyone else in our league is doing. But everyone else in our league is 4-3 as well. So the moves are the moves. I mean, you drop Quinshon Judkins, you pick him back up, you trade him. I guess that counts as 2 moves, but I mean, it really doesn't do anything for you. So you add and drop away. At least you understand the waiver wire process, unlike Rock Dog and Archie. So much appreciated for you for that. So you do whatever makes you happy, Reed.
Yeah, as long as he's not dropping Tucker Kraft, you know. that's a bad position to be in.
It sure is.
Right. And I also had some trade ideas. You know, hopefully get the boys, you know, that are out of playoff position or near playoff position to firmly in there. So, speaking of Tucker Kraft, I think that Rock Dog, you know, one thing that he's missing are more Packers players. So I think you should reach out to his very own son G and try to get Tucker Kraft back. I think that, you know, if you're willing to hear his trade proposal there, I think that should be a move which he should be looking to make.
I could be interested.
What's your thoughts there? You think you'd let him have him back?
I let nobody have anything. So that won't be the case. But I could strike up a fair and prosperous deal in my favor. Maybe Justin Jefferson, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance he'll just drop him again and you can scoop him back up. So yeah, it could be a win-win situation for you as well. I think we're looking at disgruntled wide receivers. There's a lot of divas out there. They're very angry with they're not getting enough targets, right? I think that Ben and Matty Sims should get together and swap disgruntled wide receivers, McLaurin and Wilson. I think a shakeup could really do both of those guys pretty well and maybe see some increased production down the stretch.
Yeah, McLaurin and Wilson both dealing with injuries. And I think they have a bye week coming up as well. I'm not totally sure about that. But, yeah, maybe just to change the scenery, something to help them out, get the vibes up.
Yeah, I mean, if they're both injured, they both got a bye coming up. It seems pretty fair to me. I'll let them talk that one out, though. I think Rito, he's really a New England scumbag, just like me. I'm a big Patriots fan. I think he should be picking up Patriots kicker Borregales. Just add to the Patriots theme there. Patriots are 5-2. I think we got to pipe them into one of the best teams in the league right now. They beat the Bills. So I think getting more Patriots team on that roster, winning culture really helped Rito out and firm up his position there. And then I also had an idea for Cop. You think we should probably go over that too, right?
Yeah, I think
so.
Anything helps at this point. Anything helps.
Yeah. So I think this is not really for his not really going to help his Ofer situation, but I think he should look into this. I think he should drop his third best player and just into the waivers. And as long as someone else picks him up, I think that you as a group should do 15% less jokes in the chat about how bad he is. I think if you guys are all willing to come to that agreement, I think, it's not going to help out. He's not going to make the playoffs anyway, but I think that'll help out his morale and the situation in general.
Risking a player performance for general mental health and well-being in the chat, that's a bold move, Jackie Dodds.
No, I mean, I've also seen the chat a few times, and I think you guys are probably pretty ruthless with him, so it might
Yes.
not be possible to come to that agreement, but, someone could really benefit from that, his third best player, whoever that is. Maybe the Browns defense is probably his third best player, but seeing as they scored a third of his points last week.
They did score a third of his points last week, which came in our widest margin of victory to date in our revitalized GOML league. Cop versus Archie, a 68.2 difference in total points. So, yeah, Browns defense really holding them up.
I mean, has Cop scored 68.2 points before?
He has. Yeah, he has, but barely. He's scraping by. Kamani Vidal's got him about a quarter of the way there. On the contrary, Jackie Darts, in week 4, we had the narrowest margin of victory, also by one Archibald Karcher. Staley versus Archie, 0.46 points. That's one catch. I mean, Cop, he's going to need 34 catches to beat that.
That's brutal. I mean, that is a very bad way to lose. I mean, that's borderline showing up on like ESPN fantasy football Instagram type shenanigans right there. But I think at this point, Cop should just try to like shake down that margin from 68. Maybe down to like the high 50s would be a pretty good morale W for him.
Couldn't agree more, man. This is actually unprecedented territories. I believe at one point in time, the Rock Dog had an 0-6 record and made the playoffs. I don't know if we've ever gone halfway through the season with nobody catching a single dub.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this is real NFL where if you come in last, you get a really good draft pick the following year. So
you do get a really great punishment.
Oh, can you please
I can't do such a thing. It is a new league. It's a new year. We will be finding out when whoever gets that 10th place trophy will wear it with a badge of honor.
I think we can probably not worry about who's going to win it, but just about when it's going to happen,
Approximately 7 more weeks.
Yes.
All right, Jackie Darts, that brings us into our Week 8 game picks. You are our special guest of the week. Who do you have in the Staley versus Reed matchup?
Staley versus Rito. Okay. So I did a lot of number crunching here. I looked at the projections, and it's very close. I'm just going to pick Rito because I know who Rito is, and I want him to win. I want him to do well. As long as he picks up Borregales, I think he can guarantee that win. I think that's really going to move the needle for his squad.
And Benjamin versus Sins. This one could get interesting. Thursday night got Sins off to a pretty good start with Lad McConkey.
Yeah, so I did some projections on all the I did some analysis for all the Cowboys fans in the veterans division, especially. Rock Dog, we got 0 Cowboys. G, you only have 1 Cowboy, all Pickens, so that probably counts as 2. But our boy Ben, he's leading the way with 3 Cowboys players. Now, I'm sure we all know the Cowboys have had a lot of success over the past 30 years. So I'm gonna have to go with Matty Sins on this one.
Wow.
I'm gonna be fading the Cowboys this week.
Against the Broncos defense, we'll see. You did say defense wins championships.
I did, and the Broncos have a pretty good defense, so we'll see.
Awesome. That brings us to our next game, Kent versus Rock Dog. Kent posting a 0 for Quentin Johnson on Thursday night.
Oh, I love
Didn't
that.
get off the bus.
Oof. All right, so I gotta go with Rock Dog here, and here's why. You know that trade I mentioned? I mean, picking for Tucker Kraft, if he can squeeze that in before the week, his team will be half Packers. And I'm really loving the Packers this week, especially against our boy Ken. I think Rock Dog's got it, especially if we can firm up that trade and start all his Packers players. He's got the W there for sure.
Yeah, I think Kent and Rock Dog, and then our next game pick with Archie, they are part of this apocalypse. Lots of Lions players, lots of Seahawks players, like missing JSN, missing Laporta, missing Gibbs, all those guys, Bowers, Genty, certainly swaying the favors in these games. So Archie versus King James.
Yeah, so again, I'm looking at the projections, right? I'm seeing Archie projected from when you sent me the data at 112.28 versus King James at 112.41. Now, I know ESPN projections are usually bogus, and we don't have to put a lot of thought into that. But Archie's proven that he can win close games as of his Week 4 performance. So I'm going to go with the hot hand here. I'm going to go with the guy that's proven it in close matchups. I'm going to go with Archie in this one.
Archibald Karcher coming out of the depths. A swing like that would put him at 4-4, depending on what happens with everyone locked up ahead of him at the 5 and 6 seed. Could put him in the projected playoff picture. Now, does Kopp get his first win this week against your very own commissioner?
Okay. So this is one that I had the most thought about. Obviously, it's a high profile matchup of the week. Got 2 buddies that are gonna be sitting there, Kopp's gonna be drinking your beer. I really think if Kopp starts Jackson Dart this week, he is 100% guaranteed to win this matchup. He's going to switch that 0-1. I know I've been spending this entire time roasting my boy Kopp, but I really, really have a lot of confidence in him this week. I think he's going to come through and win it if he starts Jackson Dart. I think that's the push he needs. That is the momentum that he needs. I know he's just coming off the Jackson Dart concussion situation with the Giants. He's all good. The Giants cleared him, right? They cleared him right away. So he's good to play. He's 100% guaranteed win over G if he starts.
Okay, awesome. Well, I hate that, and you'll never be a guest again. But I may or may not be sensing sarcasm. It's not really my thing. So we shall see when Monday night wraps up if he does, in fact, come out of the gate with a W, the first one of the 2025 GOML season. Jackie Darts, that leaves you with Kopp, Archie, Sins, Reed, and Rock Dog as your victors on the week. That will certainly move some things around in the standings as it sits currently. Do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap the show up?
Yeah, I do want to leave us with one more segment here. Last time I was...
Oh, absolutely! How could I have forgot?
Yeah, so I have another for sure going to lose parlay by Matty Sins, brought to you by Matty Sins. So we're going to start off with, as of G, we're picking this. I'm going to say George Pickens anytime touchdown. He's going to start us off there. That's Pickens! And for King and Rito, I heard that King just got engaged, so congratulations there. And I know he's also a Patriots fan, right? Or is that Staley?
He is. He is a Patriots fan.
Oh, good. He's also a Patriots fan. Okay, I thought maybe you had 3 Patriots fans in the chat. But we're going to go Patriots money line over the Browns. At home, the Browns suck. The Patriots are great. Drake May is going to be the next great quarterback. Patriots money line guaranteed. Now, a lot of times we look at Sunday Night Football and we're just hoping for a fun game, right? We want a lot of points to end the night, a lot of fun. So I'm going to go over 45.5 points for Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
And then, in honor of Ben again, we're going to go a crazy Jets bet. I tried to find all these bets, and Garrett Wilson 3+ touchdowns was not an option, right? Probably because he's hurt, if I'm being honest. And, I didn't know that at the time I was looking this up because I don't keep tabs of the Jets that well. But we're going to go next best thing. We're going to go Breece Hall, 3+ touchdowns, again, in honor of Ben. And this brings this crazy parlay, $5 to win $1,246. I put this in my phone. I got the bet locked down.
Wow.
And I promise this to you, G. If that bet wins, half the proceeds are going to go towards a turkey transplant trip for Kent.
Oh my goodness gracious. Way to go out with a bang, ladies and gentlemen of the GOML family. You heard it here first. A for sure to lose parlay sponsored by Maddie Sins, promoted by Jackie Darts, Pickens anytime touchdown, Pat's money line, plus 45.5 on Sunday Night Football, plus 3 touchdowns for Breece Hall, and plus a full head of hair for Mr. Kent Griffith. Guaranteed by Jackie Motherfucking Darts. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for today. We thank you. We love you. Watch football together. Jackie Darts, what do we always say?
Get on my level.
That's also true. Friends, family, football. That's what it's all about. Get on my level. Enjoy week 8.
Enjoy, everyone. Thanks for having me.